And welcome everybody to the private listed interview series. We have two amazing guests in the house with us today. People who can give you a wealth of knowledge, some laughs, and some food for thought. We have Esso and Heineken from Bag Fuel in the building. Woo!
Drum barrels
Confetti.
in the air.
Yeah, I hear the clapping going on already.
Yeah, the clap.
Clapping.
Everything is coming. So, I am excited to have these people here because we've known each other for some time now, right? But we never get to talk to each other so intimately.
I'm just ecstatic because somehow we weren't in the Power universe, but we made it on this.
But you made it!
Nah. You decided to ignore the whole industry and have every actor that's ever been on Stars of our universe.
No, not everyone.
Oh, you had about 99?
I had a lot of them. But, hopefully there will be more.
Oh, there's more coming.
There's more coming. More coming. But I'm still excited to have you guys here because
I know
you have something that a lot of people don't have and that they're looking for.
Which is what?
Which is expertise, right?
I think they're looking for clout. What you think, so they're looking for clout and ignorance.
For clout all day.
Thank you, Kimmy.
No problem. But one of the things that I would say that maybe one of the reasons why a lot of people gravitate towards Bag Fuel is because it's not necessarily cloudy and it's not necessarily salacious in material that you guys cover. Like it's literally getting to the meat and potatoes of.
Thank him for that. Because
The
that
meat
wasn't
and
my
potato?
agenda. That was his agenda, and so I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that's him who orchestrated that.
Well then,
World.
So then let's get into SO World. Right? Actually, I wanted to talk about Heineken first because of your stuff with This Is 50 Radio,
Yeah.
right? So I know that that's where you started. Now, if you started someplace else, please correct me. Did you start at This Is 50 Radio or were you doing other things within journalism or within radio prior to that?
Yeah, so I was really working it as doing things in the engineering producing world, and then as part of that, we did promo a lot of the college radio stations, and that's where it transformed into that. Mm-hmm. And then everybody's like, yo, just do something and throw it up on YouTube. And we're like, oh. And from there, we started posting up on WorldStar. Q took a liking to us right when the website was going up. And we were one of the first few people to come out of essentially nowhere with no cosign. So we was getting all the big interviews, all the big name guests, and they would use our material on Power 105, Hot
To
97.
repost it.
Yeah. And then from there, that's what led me into This Is 50.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So they were looking for talent to build up the site because 50 had saw an online radio station and he liked the way it was put together. Mm-hmm. So he was going to build his own station within his office along with all the people in there, and they started bringing talent along. I'm skipping a lot, but I'm just giving you the meat and potatoes.
Why are you skipping it?
Because we don't have enough time. Trust me, I already know that.
You already know what it is.
Yes, so I'm condensing it the right way.
Right. Okay. So then the only follow-up question I would have to that, because I know that we're skipping some parts. You said you started in college, and I know that SO used to throw parties in college. Did you guys go to the same college? No. What college did you go to?
No, I never went to college.
Oh, okay.
Essentially. I just want to say that for political reasons, because then they'll be like, hey, you owe us tuition.
Gotcha. Understood.
But it just was, the internet was popping, but people weren't respecting it. So it was a weird gray area. So it's like, you're on the internet doing this, we ain't gonna appreciate it. So what gave me my start was me interviewing porn stars.
Oh.
So Pinky came into town and said, I'll grant you the interview. And at the time, rappers and media personalities were afraid to talk to the girls.
Okay.
So when I came, that interview did like 100,000 within like 4 hours. And this is before the algorithm. And Q from WorldStar's like, I don't know who you guys are. Give me everything. So now all the radio stations are like, who is this kid? Who? Because Essel will tell you got to come from a branch.
Don't you feel like it's still that way now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, to a certain extent. But
Yeah.
And then I just got my way towards This Is 50
Okay.
when the opportunity came. Because essentially, every time we got kicked out of somewhere and it seemed like a door really got closed, another one really opened. So if not for us getting kicked out of the college radio station, I would have never been on This Is 50. So
You don't think so? You don't think that they still would have found you?
Nah, we would. It's just like how when we left, well, not left, but when Mav stopped calling us for My Expert Opinion and how everything worked in in that way, that's been my whole career. Every time an opportunity was stripped away,
Something better comes along.
So
Alrighty. So I see. Look at that. I'm glad that I asked that question.
Yes.
That we were able to get some background of how you actually like made your way in, because
yeah, it
so
was
many
through the
people.
porn stars.
Wow,
And the
okay,
rappers were
pause.
just like, who is
All
this
right.
guy?
All right.
That's just what it is. I'm not
Okay.
going to lie to you.
No. You don't have to lie. All right. Now for Esso, we do know that you used to go to Hampton, right?
Morgan State.
Morgan
Wow. That's an offensive crime.
I know.
Morgan
I
State
did.
University.
I did it on purpose.
Don't do that because you won't be able to go to the DMV area. Or am I bugging
I
out
did.
something?
I knew he was gonna roll his eyes. So you went to
He rolled in.
Hampton,
He
right?
kept it calm.
Nah, that's good.
So you went to Hampton, right? How was that experience?
He did it again.
Y'all
Wait.
funny.
So listen. Wait. Hold on. Let me compose myself. Listen. One of the biggest regrets in my life is not going to an HBCU. Right? What was your HBCU experience like?
Great. It was everything.
Really? How so?
I mean, you're surrounded by black people who are trying to do better. You don't get that in the hood. You get a bunch of niggas that's trying to just get by. Some people that don't know about what they need to do to get better, but everybody's mission, or at least most of the people's mission when they go into college, is automatically that they want to do better.
That's
You're
right.
not surrounded by killers and all the rest of that stuff. It's like it's a totally different environment when you're studying. You're meeting girls from different states and cities, and they're bringing their vibe to you, and you mixing and merging with dudes that think about money in a whole different way from these
Elevation.
cities and states. Like, you learn a lot of different things just about the world being able to go to a HBCU, and you get a chance to really merge with a bunch of positive black people, which is rare.
What school you went to, Kimmy?
I don't want to say.
Probably-
I'll tell you
what,
off air.
Somewhere in Long Island?
No.
Okay, then.
No. I didn't go to somewhere in Long Island.
yeah.
But so you threw me off. So when you went to Morgan State, right? And you were surrounded by all these different people who were like-minded in a sense, because you both had, all of you had aspirations of doing more and doing better. Do you think that helped progress your career advancement, or it just gave you a different way to think about avenues of how to get to where you wanted to get to?
Well, when you went to Morgan State, everybody there was trying to make money. It wasn't just about going to school and just graduating. There was a lot of people that had been there, worked with Martin Lawrence on the Martin Show, and you had Butterman that was on MTV or BET or whatever he was on. You had Joe Claire that was the comedian. You had Mike Lighty.
Joe Claire, also from Rap City, guys.
Rap City, the comedian. He went to Morgan State. You had Mike Lighty, who's Chris Lighty's brother, went to Morgan State. Then I went to Morgan State. You had models that went to Morgan State. So it was a whole eclectic amount of people. And then the dudes that taught me to throw parties, or that I threw my first party with, they turned me on to throwing parties when I was my freshman year. And I wasn't planning on doing that. I was an athlete, you know what I'm saying? So being that I was there and I was popular really, really fast, they was like, yo, we're from D.C., you from New York, let's throw the party together. And that's how my career started in entertainment.
Oh, and then how did you two meet?
At a Bryson Tiller concert.
My brother works with Bryson Tiller.
Oh, okay.
So he had invited me to a concert. I didn't know. So when I get there, it's at Radio City Music Hall. And this is before weed is legal in New York. So it's nothing but 6-figure women all smoking weed at Radio City Music Hall. It is an amazing experience. And if you had to be a who's who to be in there. So Esso and Clue are walking, and Clue doesn't do interviews. So to get Clue to do an interview is a big deal. So when I
Oh, wait. So backtrack a little bit. So for those who don't know, were you his manager at the time? So Esso used
I
to manage.
management duties for him.
Managerial duties is how
to this day. So
Okay.
we don't
so,
say it's a whole different gamut of things. Some
Okay.
is booking, some is roads, some is negotiations. So you can't really say.
Okay. All right. But whatever. He didn't.
I was working with him at that time.
You were. Okay. Go ahead. Keep going.
And then so when I approached Clue, I saw Esso with him, so I already knew this is a person of importance. It was easy to identify that in that setting.
Okay.
So I already knew that he's gonna be the point person to facilitate this, or otherwise it's never gonna happen.
Right.
And it didn't take rocket science from there, and then boom, that's how we met.
Oh, so you just connected with him for asking
For Clue.
Yeah,
for Clue. Were you able to secure the interview?
That's the funny part.
It took 9
No.
months.
Still hasn't
No,
happened
no,
to
no.
this day.
You didn't hear
I
what
got
he
it done. It
Oh,
took
you
ni-
did?
It took
Okay.
9 months.
It took
No, when he called me, because the concert was on a Friday, so I'm very big on if I meet you, I like to do business
Hit you
on a
up.
weekday.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
so when I hit him around like 10 in the morning. Followed up, he was cool, and then he kept the G with me. He said, "Yo, Clue don't really do this. It might not go down, but I'll see what I could do." I said, "Cool," because I'm used to certain situations not going down like that.
Yeah,
And he
trust me.
just-
You get used to it.
And then he would just hit me from time to time. He's like, "I didn't forget about you," and I was like, "Oh,
Really? Oh, look
yeah."
at SOB,
But
the
that's why he's
stand-up guy.
successful. No, but that's what got
That's
got
what
us
I
here
do.
so far. Yeah,
Yeah. So how many
right.
years ago was that? How long have you two been?
it's been years. That was
Yeah.
years.
About
ago.
7 years now.
Yeah.
7 years? Wow. And you guys have been rolling since then. So,
No, we didn't start.
Nah,
We didn't
it
start.
wasn't-
That's not how I want.
well, how did it go from there?
No, we just like stayed in touch, and I was trying to manage him because I
Oh, okay.
felt like people in this space didn't have business awareness.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like me managing him, I could take him to another level. He wasn't maximizing his potential at
Gotcha.
the time. So then I met with him and we ate and we talked and I got him a couple of gigs. He got a couple dollars off of it, but he wasn't like doing it to my liking. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can you expound on that? What do you mean?
because it's like I was getting hired to do certain things and he just wasn't doing it to my like, to how it needed to be done.
A standard.
He just wasn't doing it right. And I'm like, yo, you're going this places, say I'm giving you $500. I'm like, yo, just go to the spot and go cover the spot for
Okay.
1 hour. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, take pictures, tweet, post, talk to the people, take pictures, maximize your hour there.
Yeah, socialize. Make
Yeah,
sure you get
so
your
I'm
content.
going,
Make sure.
I'm going and I'm like,
What you doing?
he's not tweeting. Like, what's going on?
Why are there no pictures?
Then we would do something else, and then we would have to have talks. I'd be like, yo, bro, this ain't gonna work because we gotta do this like this, or we gotta do this like that. And then things was like, we still would be cool though, and we would just talk about business. And then one day I had to go do a podcast because I was doing the Clue Lace with Clue.
Okay.
And he was like, yo, after you leave the podcast or whatever, call me. Tell me what you think about it.
Okay.
So I went and did the podcast. And I was like, I called him as soon as I walked out because nobody really cared that I was doing it except him. Like nobody cared. Even though I was doing it for Clue and the Clue Lace, he didn't care. Nobody gave a damn about me going to
Well,
do this
how long
thing.
ago was this? Because
4 years ago.
oh, okay.
five
That's
years
why there
ago.
was little interest.
Nah,
No.
people was into
It's just-
it, but it was just because of me. Like
Yeah,
they
they're like,
didn't-
so?
They were
Okay.
like, so what if you're gonna go do the podcast? So I left out, and he said, yo, how'd you do? I said, yo, I fucking murked that shit. I said, yo, I killed that shit, son. I was like, yo, that shit was fun. I was like, yo, I didn't think I was gonna like that shit like that. And right in that instance, he was like, yo, well, do a show with me. And I was like, do a show. She said, "Oh, I'm like, do a show." I'm like,
I like that you went in and just jumped for it. Like, hey,
No,
if you
that's
liked
not-
it, this.
No, that was intentional.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
you're not getting it. You have to understand the
I
story.
am getting it.
No, when you understand the story, is he wanted me to do a show, a brand new show.
yeah,
And
just by himself.
Yeah, I've done shows enough, so it's just like, what was gonna be the spin? So everything you see on Bag Fuel is just our phone conversation. So I kept saying, all right, this is a one-off. Then over time, I'm like, if he talks like this all the time, what is it gonna look like when it's on camera? And the results is almost 100,000 followers.
There we go.
And he's on here. You get what I'm saying? Oh, pardon.
The mics are going to pick it up.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, so congratulations. I'm glad that you guys found each other because you guys mesh well together. And I like the conversations that you have. Which brings me to this.
What's up, gangster?
I have I have some current event stuff that
Oh,
I want to.
oh, you want to go
Yes, yeah,
viral?
no. I don't want to go viral.
Oh, it's
Well,
gonna
I do,
happen.
but
I
I
know
do
you
want to
do.
talk about some stuff with you
What's on
guys.
your docket?
So I got some stuff on my docket, right? It's some stuff that SO we trade information back and forth, not like gossip, but like
No.
things that we see and we send to each other and we're like, okay, well, what do you think about this?
Get perspectives on it.
Different perspectives, right? And one of the things that came up that we actually did not speak about was Ye, right?
Kanye.
Yes, Kanye, formerly Kanye. He has a lot of stuff going on in the media right now.
He's formerly Kanye now.
Yes,
I guess so.
he's officially Ye and formerly Kanye. We still refer to him as Kanye, right? But that's not his name anymore. He's changed it. But all of that aside, do you guys think that we still need record labels at this point? Because he has been dropped by everyone under the sun. Even with releasing this new album that came out, the distribution has dropped him, and he was able to still withstand being dropped by his distributor and able to put his material or artistry
You
back
compounding
on
two
streaming.
things that's.
But so if I'm compounding them, but
He's
let me
gonna
get
tell
to
you. He's gonna give you the answer, but I could give you the same answer.
let me get to the question
Yeah.
first. Does it, with someone like him, because he has this bigger than life personality, he has a certain stature within the music industry, but everything was pretty much stripped away from him. But he still has who he was. He's then able to release an album, little to no promo, no big budget. It's still doing well on streaming platforms. Debuted at number one with over 153,000 units sold, digitally sold. And this would be, at the time of this recording, is in his second week now, and he's at number two with another, I want to say, 79,000 sold. Is he now the rubric for how artists are supposed to move going forward?
No.
Why not?
You're talking about a guy that's been in our face for over 20 years. So you have to factor that in. And as so always explained, and he said this, and other people have ran with this, but he said this first. There's no way you could be a superstar without being on a major record label. You can be a star, but a superstar?
Okay.
That's different. They're going to put you on ESPN. They're going to get you into places that things can't happen. A lot of the times you get people that say, I'm independent. They're lying.
But isn't he? Well, he's
lying.
Yes, they are lying. But he right now is the true word of
He's
independent,
worth $6
right?
billion, and he's been
still
famous.
He's still on Def Jam.
There you go.
He's still on Def Jam.
Game over.
Well, there goes that.
You heard what do we say? Lying. I told you he's going to crush
I don't
everything.
even know what distribution they talking about. He's lifetime on Def Jam.
Yeah.
He's putting records out because he has to on Def Jam. He has a contract.
Obligations.
His obligation. They're not going to make it seem like he's on Def Jam because it's not going to be sexy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
Kanye's
everyone is
deliberate.
just
he's still
lying.
on Def Jam.
He knows Kanye going
I
against the
never even heard
establishment.
this distribution thing, but Kanye West is signed to Def Jam Records. They're not releasing Kanye. No matter what anybody does, and when he say he's spending the money, he might be spending the money because they advanced him the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Every time he goes to do an album and they have to advance some money, people forget contracts. Like he signed this multi-million-dollar lifetime contract years ago. Lifetime is still going on. That's what I'm saying.
Yo, my man.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, like people just forget this day and age. People forget, and you could tell them anything that you want to tell them. And if the artist tells them that, they believe the artist before they believe their own mama. Their mama could say, that hamburger is fake. And if Kanye says, my Kanye burger is real, they going with what Ye say.
Forget your mama.
That's just real.
Do your kids listen to you 100% of the time? And that's it. I said 100%. That's a no.
I think that so when I think
you're a
of
cool
I
mom.
think it depends on where they're at in their life
That's fair.
that they will listen.
What you
Right.
think, Ed?
They may not. So listen is something different, right? Like, are they going to put things into play that you're saying eventually? Because even if they mess up, that doesn't mean that they're not listening to you, right? So I don't want to say no, they're not listening. They heard me. They know what is supposed to go into action, but the thing is, if they're able to fully manipulate the idea that they have and to attach it to something that's malleable and tangible to them. So I don't want to say no to that question.
Understood.
That's fair, right?
Yeah, I listen to a lot that both of my parents have told me.
But
Like, I probably listen to them more than the average person. Like, I still seek my father's advice out today. If my mother wasn't going through dementia, she was always my go-to about everything, whether they understood what I was going through or not. But I also went off the rails too. You know what I'm saying?
sometimes that has to happen, though. You have to touch the fire, so to speak, in order to know if the advice that you were listening to was sound
Fire
advice.
dangerous.
It is
That
dangerous.
fire almost got me killed, murdered.
There you go.
But you're still here, and you were able
Luckily,
to. Is it always
Fortunate.
luck, or is it sometimes just fate?
fortunately, well, God lifted me up and
For
helped
wings.
me and put wings on my back to help me survive to be
There we
here
go.
to this day.
So, in terms of your survival, right? When you say, and like, I won't get into like near death experiences, but just in terms of surviving throughout this game for both of you, how do you think that you were able to not manifest, but able to get and retain the relationships that you've had throughout this entire time, not just with each other, right? Because we went over that, but like when you meet people, what are some of the things that you put into practice with making sure that you earn someone's trust or that their confidence, rather?
It's connections and it's leverage. How I earn people's confidence, I make money with them. And once you make money with them, they already in pocket with you because most people can't and won't do that. You know what I'm saying? So survival is key. And somebody with a relationship, you have to put your best foot forward. And that's what most people are kind of scared of doing, is putting their best foot forward because they don't want to be used. When I was younger, yeah, but as I got older, I got certain relationships with certain people, and you use those as leverage.
Do you fear being used by people now?
I never feared being used by people.
Ever? Do you feel that sometimes people come to you for certain things only because they have an ulterior motive?
Yeah, you
That's-
just tell
that's
them
the
no.
business.
You just tell them no.
Yeah.
You just like no, or you ignore him, or he knows how I do. I walk up, they think something gonna happen, but nothing gonna happen.
Let me tell you something. It could be a whole reality show on just him answering BS emails and doing business dealings. I'll be laughing. He's like, watch this play. This guy right here, this one guy was trying to get a lot of expensive information out of Esso. So Esso has a series of questions. So before the guy answered the first question wrong, Esso was like, look at the talk bubble. He's going to answer it wrong. Sir, I don't want to waste your time. This is not for you. We clearly don't understand.
But he didn't even answer it back yet. I just said, look at his statement right here. The way he came at me, he already wrong.
Then you saw the talk bubble, Kim. He's like, I'm going to end this conversation right now.
You need to move on, bro.
Well, do you get a lot of that?
Yeah,
He's good at dealing with it.
Yeah,
Not me.
because I manage myself. So
Oh,
like
okay.
no people are like scared to manage me and him because I've been a manager my whole life. So the expectation of them is like too much because I wasn't just a manager. I was a very good manager and I was very in tune with the talent that I was working with. So somebody to manage me, people trying to bring me back to the business because of how I manage. You know what I'm saying? So when people know that, it's hard for them to kind of deal with me because you can't move slow. You got to lock the deals in. Did you talk to them?
There's no excuse.
What the fuck are you waiting for? Because I'll show him. I'll be like, look how fast I fucking locked the deal in. Boom, boom, boom. Like, it's just a certain way that you got to do it when you have experience.
That goes back to what you're saying from before. Like, you
is-
have a certain amount of leverage that
Yeah.
you were able to do, and everyone doesn't have that. And I think sometimes when people come to you, or I can't speak for the person that you were talking about just now, but I think that they don't know how to approach you and get the right. Why are you laughing?
Why?
I don't think
Because
they know.
I show him that all the
I
time.
think they
Everybody
don't
says
know.
that. I don't.
I don't think
he
they
doesn't
know.
understand.
But listen, I think
everybody
people
talks
don't
about
know.
approaching me. I don't.
Can you come up to a guy like him on some
what is the
cupcake
big
nonsense,
deal
or
about
it has to be
approaching
serious
me?
based on your experience?
I don't know. I don't know. My relationship with Esso may be different than everyone else's. I speak to Esso regularly. I feel like he's Esso.
But you're not a normal person, Kimmy.
Esso.
So
No. Can
stop
I
that.
tell y'all like all
I'll be chilling.
everything aside, right? I've met a lot of people, and a lot of people have been nasty, right? And I've met 2 people that I'll say that I feel comfortable saying on camera that have had no issue with saying, "Come with me. Let me show you this. Let me introduce you to this person. Hey, what you doing? Why don't you come here with me?" That has been Tyson Hall. He was a recurring guest on Raising Kanan in season 2, and Esso. The only 2 people I've ever met that said, "Hey, you want to do something?
You want to know
Come
what
with
that
me."
is? The industry is filled with insecure people
Yes.
that are talented. So they
Well,
always feel like
That's kind of hit or miss.
yeah, well, it's talented. And those insecure people always are analyzing people that they think are better than them. And there's a certain level of fear of bringing them around and saying, I'll get cut out. Whereas you got confident people like, I'm always going to be in the mix.
Okay.
That's just really what it is. And I've told him this. Because he'll be like, yo, you think I could? I said, no, that motherfucker ain't going to want you around because you're going to take all of this from them. And he's like, you think? I'm like, yes.
I be trying to help people, like collaborate.
Yeah.
I think the power of collaboration is good, but what I find out is that the so-called experts,
Oh
right?
God. Listen, let's move over. Come on, let's go to something
I'm
else.
just saying, when the so-called experts get around somebody like me that has actually done it, it makes people realize they're not an expert. So then they don't really want to fuck with me like that. You know what I'm saying? Which I understand why, but you shouldn't be out here peddling the fact that you're a so-called expert. That's all.
Next topic, huh?
Next topic. Speaking of experts, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Why not?
No. Okay, I'm gonna get it out the way really quick.
We cool about it.
I know you are because
Yeah.
I've seen you speak about it, but Esso sometimes he kind of just be like, no,
You know what it?
no.
I don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, but so here's what we'll do. Recently, you guys took a picture, and Jim Jones was in the picture with you guys. Is that the reason why the picture happened?
No. Esso's the reason why the picture happened.
Okay, why did you take the picture with your former colleagues at My Expert Opinion?
The picture was supposed to be just me and Jim Jones.
Oh.
So the cameraman said, Esso, can you and Jim Jones, because Jimmy's like a brother, like he's like a brother to me. You know what I'm saying? How it feels like to me and Jimmy's like twins. You know what I'm saying?
Because Esso doesn't have a biological brother, and from Jimmy's
And Jimmy don't neither.
either.
Oh,
And
okay.
them two are really brothers
Okay.
that don't even know that they're brothers yet. Because they're both really calm around each other, but they're really spirit animals.
Oh.
Even though I be around, I'm like, that's your brother, bro. More than me and Clue is to you. Real shit.
Okay.
But we just happened to be going to Say Less for the 300 event. I spoke to Jimmy. He said, yo, wait there for me. I'm going to come over there. So I said, all right, cool. I'm going to wait there for
Oh,
you.
so this was random.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I said, I'm going to wait there for you. Me and Heineken is over there chilling. And then Mav comes in. Somebody must have told him that we was there. So he came to, I guess talk.
It was just a conversation.
I don't know if he came like to antagonize us at first and then, to try to talk about things. But
It was really a conversation, though. Like,
yeah, it was. And then, I got, like, Jimmy was there with some of his niggas. And then, because of me and him is like that, he's just making sure everything is good. And all he said was, I'm going to be waiting for you by the bar.
There was no tension.
There was no tension. And
arrogance. Everybody was really calm.
And I said, cool, Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Everything is good over here. We just going to talk. We talked to Math about a couple of things. We hashed a couple of things out. And then...
Oh, y'all did speak. Okay.
We spoke for like maybe 20 minutes.
I don't know if it didn't seem that long.
It
It felt like 5 minutes to me, but
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
5 to 7 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Then we went out, and then the cameraman said, "Hey, SO, can you and Jimmy take a picture together?" And then Mav jumped in the picture, and when he jumped in, I said, "Yo, Heineken, come on, get in the picture." And you see somebody else's stick his
In the
head
back. They're like, "Oh, this a moment. Let me jump in."
So he stuck his head up in there, but it wasn't nothing crazy. Everybody, I knew when I posted it with him, it was going to be a big deal, though. I like to have fun on the internet sometimes.
Yeah. I see that. Well, the picture went down.
No,
On his part.
Not on your part, but on his part. Did you guys speak since then?
Oh.
Okay, then we move from there. All right. So I
Ain't no issues though, Kim.
No issues. I don't think that there is. And I take Esso at his word because he says, I am for the progression of my people and black people.
Everybody
That's
knows
what we
it.
said.
So
That's how we ended the conversation. That's the same
I'm
thing.
about peace and love. I said it on Way Up with Yee. I don't know why everybody looks at me. Like, everybody looks at me for some reason. Oh, well, is it okay? And I say it's okay. Oh, it's okay. Then. But I'm not. I'm the last one starting trouble. All I do is film and smoke weed.
Jesus. Okay.
Like I don't do nothing else.
Well, you actually did. No.
What
You
did
do
he
more
do,
than
Kimmy?
that. No, you guys had a really good conversation. It
In
premiered
regards-
last week with Rob Markman.
Yes.
I loved that conversation
I was
because he had a
filming.
lot. Yeah, he had.
We have way more coming down.
I know,
Yeah.
but I love. There was something that he said, and he talks about industry plans and things like that. But you guys did bring up something, and Esso actually sent this to me, where it was about the Ice Spice line with
That and the Biggie Small situation.
Not the fart.
the
the
fart
fart.
line. So I was talking about it with someone else on my way here, and I was like, I agree but disagree for different reasons. So I agree with Rob that the line is catchy. I don't agree that it's a good line. And then I also don't agree. Do I think that Biggie had questionable lines? Yes. Was I get more butts than ashtray one of them?
No.
That was a
wasn't
great
one of
line.
them.
Now, there are some other lines that I won't say that we could say are questionable from
You
me.
look so good.
I suck on my yeah.
Man.
So that's that's the first one that comes to everyone's mind, and I'm like, why didn't he say that? Like that's the one that comes to mind initially. But the question that I have surrounding that is, do you think that we are aging out in what hip hop is becoming right now?
No, it's just trash.
Oh Jesus!
It's not. It's just trash right now. It's just the best. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you some. I'm gonna tell you some secret. I can't name the people's names, right?
Okay, all
but
right.
I was on the phone with three very powerful radio people in the music business. Okay, major.
Okay.
And one of my coach DJ friends was arguing them down. I can say his name.
Who?
Cosmic Kev was arguing them down.
Oh, that's your buddy. Like
Yeah.
everybody who doesn't know, Esso and Heineken, they used to be on Cosmic Kev's show. Do you guys still do it?
No, we go now sometime.
We go from time to time.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. I'm
So
sorry.
Kev is on the phone, and Kev is saying, no, the music is trash. The music is just trash. So the record executive's like, nah. So finally, when all of this shit went down a week ago,
Right.
he had to come and confess and say, yo, the music is trash.
I mean,
So it's nobody's aging out. See, this is the thing of what you got to understand about when you say somebody's aging out. That means we like the old shit. I'm not playing the old shit.
wait. When you say oh shit, what you talking about?
Classic hip hop.
I'm not playing classic hip hop. I don't
You
play
don't.
it. You don't play it.
No, he don't.
I don't. I
So,
don't. It
wait.
gotta be certain.
It gotta
songs.
be like
Sorry.
If it
Nah,
comes
sorry.
on, I'm like, oh, I'm rocking. I'm not scrolling
Yo.
through my shit to play to
Yeah.
look at. Yo, where's the old Jay-Z?
That's
Where's
not
the
him.
old?
Okay, hold on. Wait.
Where's the old 50? I'm not playing no 50 in my car neither.
But what do you listen to now?
Everything current,
Current
but
is good.
But
What's
he-
good right there?
No. I'm gonna cut you off because he really has great eclectic musical taste.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm all over the
For
place.
real. I'm not just saying that because we
I
do a
listen
show
to
together.
Spanish music. I listen to shit that niggas ain't going.
He been knowing all the
niggas
lit
not
young
going to
artists.
listen to because I'm eclectic with where I go. I'm a melodic person when it comes to music. Drill is not melodic. That's the problem. There is no melody in it.
Oh my God, the Brooklyn's coming out of her.
Wait. There's an issue with drill that I think that people are not picking up on.
What? What's that?
Drill has great melody, right?
Where?
It's the no. The beat has the melody. The problem is a lot of the people who are rapping on drill, it's almost as though they don't hear the beat and they're not riding the pockets of
What did
the
you
beat.
say?
There is no.
No, you said this. They don't rhyme on beat.
They don't rhyme on beat.
The melody that you think is there is only the sample from the old song.
But it's still there.
It's not. No,
Yes,
it's not.
it is.
See, no, listen. It's not melodic. They chopped it down to something else. You're drawn to it because you know what the original sample is. But what you have to do on top of it, the words in music, this is the problem. The words have to marry the beat. That's what makes it melodic. You can't just have a melodic beat and a trash-ass delivery. That doesn't make the total work melodic. That makes it trash. Every time that y'all talk about music, all y'all ever talk about is the creative side of the music. That is the smallest side of the music. This is 90% business. So that guy that you like, I'm not gonna say his name, if he doesn't know how to embrace business, if he doesn't have a team behind him, if he doesn't get connected to the right people, it means nothing in this shit. A dope product that nobody knows about means shit. You have to get it out there. You have to know how to put these pieces together. And when every time that we talk about, and this ain't just you, this is everybody. Everybody's talking about, oh, how good this person is. This man niggas ill. Nas wasn't the ill fucking nigga back then. They had niggas that were better than Nas. But Nas got with MC Search. Nas got with Large Professor. MC Search got him with Sony. Faith Newman believed in him and she championed him to get a record deal with Sony Records, and she was a white girl pressing buttons for a black artist. That's why you have Nas. So it's not because he was just so dope and he was just out there. There were other iller niggas. Right? But he had the look and this person believed in them. Now, if this guy that you're talking about, he got to have somebody that believes in him. Then he has to embrace the business side. This other guy that we talking about, this doing fucking 50 G's, he embraced the business side. He's listening to the people, right? Because he could have broke away. He didn't have another big single. He could have left his team and said, you got me the one big record, I'm gone. He stuck with his team and they're saying, we can get you money here too. And we can get you money here too. And we can get you money here too. Your talent is supposed to pay for you. Your gift is supposed to support your life. That's what it is. And these niggas are not looking at themselves like a business. Neither are their fans. Their fans are just looking at them as if, like, yo, he makes great music and he's supposed to make it. Why is he not making it? It's a billion of those. It's a billion Michael Jordans.
I think we're missing.
It's a billion Michael Jordans.
There is not a billion Michael Jordans.
Yes, the fuck it is.
No, there isn't.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you why you off. There's how
Tell
many?
me.
How many slots are there available for players in the NBA?
335.
There's 7 billion people in the world. Trust me. There's a lot of nice dudes now on teams.
There are 40,000. There are 40,000 D1 scholarships given. You know how many motherfuckers is out here that don't even make it to the joint? Look at all the players that have made it to the league that weren't even a part of that melting pot of who's the top players. Like there are ill niggas. You got niggas like Lloyd Daniels that didn't go to school. Lloyd Daniels had fucking Michael Jordan talent. But he didn't go to school. You got Rafa who came up with me. Rafa got blessed. Rafa didn't go to school, but he went to the Rucker and he got his look. Now, if Rafa would have went straight to the league, you would have seen a whole nother person too.
I think that we're getting away from what the argument was, right? Because my argument is never that there aren't more talented people or that there aren't even less talented people who make it. Because if we go back, because we had to cut a little bit, guys.
Yes.
Well, I'll backtrack on the conversation a little bit. When we were speaking about Rob, and we said Rob Markman, and we said that Ice Spice making the line, you think you are the shit, but you're not even the fart. We said, and I said, I don't necessarily disagree that the line is not catchy.
Yeah.
The line is catchy. I don't think it's a great bar, but it does what it needs to do. I don't think that my argument here is she is the best of rappers or she is the worst of rappers. That's not what I'm saying here, right? My thing is that she could do whatever she wants to do because she has the team that she has. But where Rob, the contention that I have with Rob is like he could have picked something different with Biggie. That's where we left off at.
But we started talking about drill rappers, and I said
And then,
she's
so
the
now-
best. I said she's the best of the drill rappers.
But in Rob's defense, the reason why he didn't pick that line, he was talking about start off lines. He was
To open the bar, to open the song, to open his verse.
to pick other beats, and then sometimes it's easy to look at a conversation and being able to be in your own home and say, I would have did that versus being in the tornado. And we all do media, and a lot of times I'll look and be like, I could have said this and this, but once it's printed in tape, it is what it is.
Yeah, no.
You know?
But everybody goes through that, especially now. Like when I go back and look at the footage of this, I'm like, oh, we should have talked
Vice
about
versa.
this here, right?
He's the only one that doesn't do it.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
I think everybody be going crazy over content too much. Like
No. But like, I want to make sure that we're having a intellectually
this
honest
is a great
conversation.
conversation.
Right?
I understand that, but I think everybody
He doesn't
takes
care.
it too seriously.
This is why I put him on camera. I said this is gonna work because he don't give a
Everybody
fuck.
too
He don't even.
serious,
Yo, when real shit, Kimmy, when we first started, he said, "Why you want to do a show with me?" And real shit, and I could say this on camera. I said, "You're better than 90% of the people doing this right now." I said, "Really, you're in the top 5 percentile." He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Why do you believe in me like this?
I said, "I do this. I pay attention. Trust me. You're gonna leapfrog all these dudes."
But y'all understand, it wasn't. I hadn't even started.
Yeah, this is before he ever spoke.
I wasn't even. I wasn't even starting. Like I just was. It wasn't nothing. It's not that I don't think. It's a lot of people that always believed in me.
That's true.
One thing. So. It's not. I don't want it to come across like that. It's just that I studied my whole life. So when it came to people trying to get me to rap and act and do commercials and different things like that, I never really wanted to fuck with it because I was like, as cool as everybody think I am, if I get up there and stutter in the wrong fucking position, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna pass out. You know what I'm saying? It's wild embarrassing. So when he started rocking with me, I just was like, yo, I talked to him and he just gave me the confidence that it didn't matter to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's a big deal when he's saying it because nobody knew about, like, nobody cared. Like, we was walking and he would be doing stuff and they'd be like, why you fucking with this nigga? And they'd be talking about me. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yes.
Because I already had the resume. So they're already like,
Yes.
what? Like, why y'all about to do a show? What? I said, you'll see.
I don't even know where people saw me because when I got on the relationship show, I still don't necessarily know where they saw me at. Okay. Now, we were doing bag fuel and putting up clips and we were doing different things, but the girl that had booked me for that had saw me and was confident that I would be good on this show. When I got on that show...
What's the name of that show? Can we say it? No?
I mean, no, I'd rather not.
Okay, that's okay.
They know I don't promote people that don't promote me like that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Heard you.
You know what I'm
Heard
saying?
you.
So,
No, but go ahead.
I was on a relationship show, and then that's when I started getting popular. But it was just with women. You know what I'm saying? So it was like weird. So he would come with me to the show, and I'll be like, I hate relationships. I hate this shit. I'm gonna talk about this shit, and I'm the married guy on it.
Yeah, like what?
This shit is dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, I guess from their vantage point, right? It's good to have someone married on the show because normally when you look at all of those relationship podcasts, to which I hate them, like they always have single people talking about it, so you never get a different perspective. So that's probably why they asked you to do it.
No, it was good.
My favorite part of all those
out.
relationship shows, right, is when Essa would hold the women accountable. And then
they skirt.
No, they would try to identify it as him being bitter or him not having any women in his life. And he
How
would
can he be bitter if he's married?
They didn't know.
Wait. And then he'd be like this, I'm married, boo. And then you would see the defeat in their face. Because he doesn't, when he's in his zone, he's not paying attention. I was like, yo, Essa, her face went sad, and I laughed. I enjoyed it because what's your comeback now? A married man is telling you to be accountable. It would be just like if a married woman told me to be accountable as a single man. I'm like, where's your man, boo? And she's like, you're married. I'm finished. Okay. Only thing I can say is he's cheating on you.
Oh God. Well, then I'll ask
What's
you
up,
this.
Kimmy?
How does so all of this that happens, right? Because you are a public figure, right? Whether you accept it or not. How does this affect your relationships, whether it be romantic or personal or interpersonal? How does it work for you?
This part ain't as bad, but when I was around the porn stars a lot more, the girls would always try to measure themselves with those girls. They're like, oh, she got bigger breasts. I'm like, I don't care. She got a bigger ass. I don't care. She's prettier than me. I don't care. And I always said this. Every girl kind of looks the same without makeup. Some are a little bit prettier, but...
I don't know about that.
I mean, I've seen a lot of girls without makeup. The average girl in Brooklyn looks just like Rihanna without makeup. That's just what it is.
Yeah. I mean,
what? Come on now.
I can't say that. I'm not.
What?
That's your opinion. I'm not mad at you.
what do you say?
If we go on a dollar van right now from Flatbush and Utica, you can find 10 Rihannas.
Maybe even better.
Yes, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
Like, come on.
I'm gonna go with that.
You know how many Beyonce lookalikes I saw in Montreal alone?
Oh, how was that?
They look just like her. I was like, I knew 3 girls. They were sisters. They all look like Beyonce. I was like,
there are places that have pretty women. Yeah.
No, but the angle is girls see these figures and they're like, they think it's so unattainable. And I'm like, they got great makeup artists.
Yeah,
you know, I've seen these girls with all the extra acne. I'm not going to say who. And I'm like, I'm cool. And
well, speaking of Beyonce, she has now segued
Number
into,
one?
Yes, segued into country. How do you guys feel about that?
Why not? Country music was started by black people, so we just come in right back. we took an extended vacation, now we're back.
Well, so here's some feedback that I've seen online that I've seen some shady feedback about
as
the
you
song.
should,
as I should,
because they're trying to stop her.
Well, do you think the songs? I think 16 Carriages. That's my favorite of the two. Even though like the rage right now is the other one. What's the other song's name?
Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em, right? So
I wonder who named that song. That's an interesting name.
So I think that 16 Carriages, that's my favorite of the two. But Texas Hold'em would be the more country of the two. Or does it have... So are these songs really country because she says they are? Or do they just have country influences?
I haven't listened to a Beyonce record in a long time unless it's been on TikTok.
You can play some of them, but we're not country
The only
music
ones that I know
experts,
is the
but-
TikTok. What was the TikTok dance one from the Renaissance album everybody was doing? That they had everybody had the routine to.
This one.
Exactly.
I can't remember.
Other than that, I don't know. Beyonce is not for everybody else. She's only for the chicks now. She used to do stuff that was, that men could latch on to, like she's dope, but she's all for the chicks now.
What happened, Kimmy?
What? Wait, I would think that before she was way more, especially when she was in her art.
Jay-Z on some records? What are you talking about?
It was 2 songs. It was 2
She
songs.
at least have so what?
Well, 3 songs. 3 songs.
So what? She at least had Jay-Z. I'm just saying, regardless of that song, she had other hip-hop influence thing. This Renaissance shit is older sounding and it's for the chicks. This country music shit ain't no black men listening to Texas Hold'em. Come on now. Come on now. Stop.
Yeah, Kimmy.
I'm not going to get up
Are
here
you
and act
dating?
like...
Hold on, Kimmy. Are you dating
on.
a man that's listening to Beyonce's country?
Texas Hold'em?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
You're a liar.
You know what? You don't know
and I know you're not a
We're
liar.
gonna do the whole line dance together
Ain't no man. She's all for, and I'm not mad at her, but she's all for the chicks right now. Like,
Is that designed by Jay-Z?
Yes.
I don't know.
Because Jay-Z probably like, yo, enough is enough. I don't want you around no dudes.
She ain't
Yo,
going nowhere.
I saw.
Now, he's 50-something years old. She's 40-something years old. If she was going to bounce, that time passed.
Yeah, she can't find a guy comparable to Jay-Z, so she's stuck with him.
Wow.
If they were to divorce, who's the the comparison.
Somebody gonna come to somebody with some money gonna try to come and sling
Man.
that.
Of course.
Let me tell you something right now.
Somebody's
Let me
coming.
tell you something.
A king or a prince or some shit.
Yeah.
Prince of Wonder.
An Arab prince.
It's coming for Beyonce.
But that's it. Who else is gonna be comparable to Jay-Z? And I'm not saying there ain't dudes that don't exist, but
It all depends on what Beyonce is looking for. If she's looking for love, any nigga's comparable because she has money. But at this point in time, because I don't want people to get this fucked up, I'm not saying she's even leaving Jay-Z.
No.
Or thinking about leaving
yeah.
Jay-Z. But if there was, if for some reason he left her or she left, one of them could be actually looking for this old-fashioned thing called love.
okay.
Do people even like each other anymore, though?
Not really.
I don't think so.
I don't think people like each other.
I'm the only nigga that I think be like looking for love. Like I be talking to my wife, I'm going to work, nigga. Like relax. Like we got the money, and I be like, yo, and they all clown me about it. I'll be like, yo, my wife works too much.
What's your issue?
And shit like that. Everybody be clowning, be like, yo, what the fuck am I like? I can't jerk off to the money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool. Like my life gotta be built more than working and striving for the money. Like we're doing that right now, so I could go back on vacation. Mm-hmm. I haven't been able to vacation. I used to vacation
Every 5
once
weeks.
a month.
No, every 5 weeks.
I was gone.
Yeah.
To recharge my batteries.
And he don't take fake vacations. You know those vacations where they got the zip line and the ATV. That's a fake vacation.
Yeah, no.
You mean when you do like activities and
That's
stuff?
trash.
Zip line and ATV is a fake vacation.
That's a family reunion.
Yes. What are we talking about?
That's a whole family reunion.
You do it in the Dominican Republic, you do it in Puerto Rico, you do it in
We're
Panama.
going to Belize and we're going to drink, have sex, lay on the beach, and eat. Go to the spa, smoke weed. That's the shit we do. I'm not fucking going to take time to go zip lining, go on a catamaran, go for excursion. I'm not coming back on my trip tired, nigga. I work.
That's why
I work all the time. What are we talking about?
I bet you didn't expect this type of episode.
No, I did. Actually.
I love it, Kimmy.
I love it too. But some people, I'll make an argument here for that. Like some people, they don't get a chance to be out in nature and do those type of things on a regular basis.
That's cap.
You have no. So this is where you have to recognize. You have to
Esso's
recognize
never
your
had a
privilege.
regular job.
Right.
So it's
Exactly.
different for
and
him.
he has to recognize his privilege here, right? Where
Well,
if he
I
wanted
don't like
to
the word privilege.
No, he does have a privilege. Hold on, let me finish. He does have a privilege because he's never worked a regular job. So your vacation to you looks different to you than how someone else would vacation. Someone else would probably want to go bird watching, zip lining, go on a catamaran. And I am more of the thought of if I go on vacation, I'm doing it to relax, right? I don't need the adventure part of it because I could go do adventure if I wanted to. My family is from Jamaica. If I wanted to go to zip lining, I could go zip lining. If I want to go ride an ATV, I could go do that. Right? But exactly. No. I'm saying
Pennsylvania.
No. The point that I'm making.
Poconos.
So if you give me a second, in Jamaica they have the longest zip line in the world, right? So if I wanted to do that, I can go zip line throughout the forest, through the mountains, if I wanted to, right? Is what I'm saying. Like if I wanted to just get up and do that, I'll go to my cousin's house and then say, hey, let's go zip lining today. So I have a different relationship towards doing activities than someone else would be. So I'm not necessarily going to put someone else down who wants to do those things because they may not have the opportunity to do that or may not be used to it.
But that's cap.
How is that cap?
Because
They're not used to it.
I'm telling you this, because everybody makes time to do whatever it is.
But they don't have the resources to always make time for it.
On this phone right now, I'm an old man, right? On this phone is the most resourceful thing in this world.
Right.
If you want to go zip lining, you can go zip lining, and they're going to tell you 4 places right upstate, an hour and a half away, where you can go zip lining. If you want to go ATV, if you want to get on a kayak, whatever it is you want to do. And there's a place in Ohio that looks like Belize. You can drive there.
But it's not the same thing.
No, it's the same. I'm going to show you. It's the same thing. Okay? You take the right nigga with you and the right liquor and the right bud, nigga, you in Belize, my nigga. Fuck is you talking about? When you fucking the right person, any room you in is the vacation, nigga. You in a fucking hotel in fucking Atlanta and the pussy's crazy. Where are you? I'm in Thailand. What is you talking about? It's all about the experiences that you're having. And anybody can get what they want to get.
That only proves my point.
That working class mentality is crazy because my father was a hardest working nigga, right? He worked 16 hours a day. I seen him do it a lot. You know how many times I worked 16 hours a day? Way more than that nigga. Way more than that nigga. My father ain't been up for 3-4 days straight working in the studio, traveling, get on the plane. This shit not privilege. You make time. When I'm going to go see my mama right now, I don't got time. I'm going to go take care of my mother and father. I asked him to drive me down here. I got an award. I came to come fuck with y'all, and we going to Pittsburgh. We going to about 5 hours now. It's all about the will of what you got to do. And when I touch down, I'm going to go wipe my mom's ass, put it in the bed, wake up the next day, cook, do all the rest of that stuff, come back and get back to work again.
What you understand, because his mom has the same situation that Wendy Williams is going through.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I actually posted that
yesterday. And he's the only person that, especially in this culture, that understands what she's going through.
Yeah.
Did you know Wendy?
Nah.
No? Okay.
We met a couple times. I never have a relationship with her.
So, okay, there is something that I wanted to bring up about Wendy, in addition to what her ailments are right now, right? I heard someone else say, and it was a different interview that was being done. It was like a podcast talk that they were having about podcasters, journalists, and newer entries into journalism and who they have to look up to now in terms of people of color, black women, black men, who they have to look up to. And they were stumped. He was like, we can't look at Terrence J, right, because he's not really doing it anymore. Ryan Seacrest isn't black. Oprah is retired. Wendy Williams, and then even just me doing my own mental calculus, like
Charlemagne is one.
There's Charlemagne, right?
Kai Cenat for the younger kids. You might not classify him, but yes,
Kai Cenat he would be the newer ones that would have that we would say, okay, well, who do you look to for guidance? Like, he is good, yes, but he is not the bar.
The bar of what though?
That's my question.
But
what is the bar? Who are we supposed to be looking at in terms of what do we do in media?
Let me show you something.
Go ahead.
I just said this over an hour ago. When I first started, there was no YouTube. It was digital college radio, and you had to dial it in. And the rappers laughed at me. So what I'm saying is, how we're viewing where the medium is coming from, we have to look beyond that. Because now I've seen artists say they would rather go to podcast than the traditional radio station.
Well, where they at? Because they ain't coming.
No, I mean, they're going to pick up.
But they're capped.
Yeah.
They're capped because they don't want it, because podcasters and YouTubers do everything for free.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
that's why they want to.
But I'm talking, it might not be for all of them, but there are particular ones they don't.
What do you mean by that? Say that again.
Go ahead, let him finish.
Yeah, but there are certain people, they want to pick their destination of who they want to sit down with, who they're comfortable with. There are people that are like, hey, I want to sit down with Esso and Heineken. I want to sit down with Private Listed. But I go back to the original point of Kai Cenat, he's a streamer now. That might be the wave. That might be where the new vibe of
I see what you're
where
saying.
media is going and how they look at it. He might not be our cup of tea, but whoever these young kids are, that might be the wave. When Star and Buckwild came up, traditional radio people were like, who are these dudes?
Yeah.
This doesn't make no sense. And now they're Hall of Famers.
Kai Cenat to me is not media. To me, he's a trendsetter. Like, when you look at LeBron, when he talks about music, that's a trendsetter. That's not a basketball player. But LeBron isn't a musical person. Like, he's not making beats and songs and putting projects together for real. He's not Timberland, but he's a trendsetter. And that's what Kai is. You go to Kai, you're not going to Kai for, like, to find out the deepest, darkest stuff or what's Nicki Minaj doing. She's up there twerking, having fun, doing dances, doing little things. He's a trendsetter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing wrong with that. It all depends on where you're taking your popularity. If Heineken wants to go off the rails right now and have strippers and have the strippers naked and put a microphone out, he could if he wanted to. And if it gets popular, you know how many motherfuckers is gonna go on his show? Everybody's going on his fucking show. But that doesn't mean he's a media person. He's a trendsetter. And what's wrong with that?
So then, do you consider yourself to be media then?
Nah, I don't consider myself media.
Really?
Nah,
You don't either.
I mean, if out of the two, they would say more me than him.
I can't be like media. How?
Okay.
Like media to me covers what's going on right now currently.
But you do.
Not really. Sometimes.
It'd be more perspective. People ask us questions.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
people
not-
ask you questions, but you're also reporting on things, and you're
What
also
about-
interviewing
What about
people.
reported on?
So you don't report on Backfuel on how to start a podcast, how to make
That's
money in a
consultations.
podcast, how to that's not a
That's not a report.
consultation.
That's not. I wouldn't consider that media. Media to me
So
is you're
when you're
getting
interviewing people, that's
information.
not media.
Those are conversations.
That side of it could be taken as media, but that's not all that we do. Like
No.
so, I wouldn't
absolutely
put
not.
us in the media. How I say, I always say this, and I know people get tired of hearing me say this.
Okay.
I spoke to Jim Jones. He added light onto. I'm gonna just focus on me. I don't like to focus on both of us at the same time because he does different things that I don't do, right, and vice versa. When Jimmy talked to me, he said, "Listen, you are like the closest thing to a rapper that a YouTuber is ever gonna be. Nobody's in this lane. This lane is open for you. Why? Because Joe Budden and all of them niggas was former rappers. You're the nigga that makes all these people think that they could do it. Because before you, right, you had to have a prerequisite of some type of popularity. Everybody had something, even Gilly and Wallow. Gilly had popularity as a rapper. They all had something, right? Mm-hmm. So in this lane, it's not media, right? Because you don't see media niggas that host events. They don't do that.
You can, but
they don't. It doesn't matter what you. It doesn't matter what you can do, right? They don't do it.
They'd rather stay home.
They're not doing consultations on music shit. They're not doing that.
But that doesn't mean that you have to. I think I guess what I'm trying to get from this is, I don't think if you're saying that you're not limiting yourself to just be media, I think that you also shouldn't exclude yourself from it because you are doing a service to media.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm not going to try
I'm just saying that's just my outlook.
I'll convince you of your greatness the way how Heineken has.
I'm not looking at. I'm just saying at the whole like Joe to me.
You're talking about Joe Budden here?
Joe, yeah. He'll report on shit that's going on. Like, yo, this is what's happening right now. We need to talk about that. We're not really doing that. Like, I'll sit down with him and ask him.
They're talking about our engineer Vance, guys.
What do you think about the new bomb, the new gun that they just put out, or something like? Yeah. We'll talk. What do you think about the Jamaican KFC? And that's our conversation, bro. That's what we do, okay. Right? And then we'll tell you the business behind why the Jamaican KFC is working and where they get their money from. But to me, that's not media. If that's media, then I'm wrong.
It is. It is media. Media has different forms.
Okay.
So we'll go back to your original point of who do y'all look up to? There are people coming through different forms. So maybe even though it's not a traditional, and you got to remember, Kai's 22. We got to let these people develop.
I agree.
You know, the problem is, and we take for granted people like Esso, people like Nas, people like DJ Clue, people like Biggie and Tupac. They came out the gate smoking so crazy at 19 and 20 that we now hold the standards, but of like, you got to be this dope already at 21.
But that was a different time too.
But was it? Because
people developed differently back then, and
he just rattled off all the alumni at Morgan State all at the same time. Mm-hmm. Is it really that different?
To now, yes.
I think the young kids are still ruling. You got Ice Spice ruling.
She's ruling. Lotto's ruling.
She has that. Is Ice Spice your favorite? Because that's the third time you brought Shorty.
No, we're just giving notable examples.
This is why Ice Spice is big, because she's in mad categories. That's why. This is what you don't realize. Like, she's in mad categories across the board. That's what makes you a superstar. She's in more categories than Lotto is, and Lotto's probably a better rapper.
Probably.
How about this?
Interesting.
I mean, because she used to write better shit now.
Let me show you
She's more
something.
I'm
commercial.
listening.
Ice Spice had more camera time during the Super Bowl than Beyonce and Usher.
Yeah, that's wild.
Let that marinate.
That's what I'm
That
trying
is-
to tell
Let that
you.
marinate.
That is wild.
For free.
And she's young. Like, and this is what I'm saying. All of these people that we are realizing, like, Casanat is really a young dude.
But this is going back to what I said to you before. Are we aging out?
No.
Like, is there an age out process for hip hop? Only you know what I think
Why?
about.
But
Did
these
you
say-
see
but-
that whole Shiggy skit? Right.
Yeah, the shimmy.
Yeah,
But Shiggy, but to me, Shiggy did a certain rapper.
well, he
that
did a
era.
certain style of rap.
Yeah,
from
that's what I'm
that
saying. He
era.
did a certain rapper from that era, right? We did have those, but I didn't listen to those.
Yeah.
You know what those was, and he's gonna get mad at me like Pharaoh Monch and shit like that. I fuck with Pharaoh Monch.
Sorry.
I'm from Queens, but at the same time, I wasn't necessarily listening to what he was putting out. Rock Wilder was because he was a producer and more into rap. I'm a sonic person. I'm a melodic person. So I get where Shiggy was coming from, but that was just one style of rapper.
I think it was blanketed because even now I see, after seeing that Shiggy skit, I see other people where they show what we see when we look at certain artists. So like I'll use Justin Timberlake. I'm not saying that either of you listen to that, but I'm like,
I listen to Justin Timberlake.
like
See?
you see, but look,
Listen to
look.
JT.
So JT is doing the moves, right? And when we look at him, we see him as JT from NSYNC or JT as Justin Timberlake, where we call him JT, and he's doing the moves. He's
People
doing,
look at him as the old nigga.
and they look at him when he come outside with his khakis on and his his Dr. sneakers on, his
I don't see
orthopedics.
him as the same JT.
Yeah, but
He was JT.
he was JT, but now it's different. And then like when we look at artists, like all of the, like when we look at Ashanti, when we look at,
Yeah, they're older.
yeah, it just looks different.
But there's
now.
nobody, it's not about looking different, right? There's nobody behind them. Nobody's making hit records. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So of course a young person gonna say, you don't like it because you old. No, I don't like it because it's trash, right?
Because to give credence to his example, how come we don't say that for Jay-Z and Beyonce? Those same examples we just gave about it looks different.
Well, Jay-Z isn't doing it anymore. Right?
I agree.
He's not doing it anymore. And Beyonce, they did call out when she wasn't dancing as
She
she
like
used
her
to
auntie,
dance.
they called out.
Okay,
Jesus. Right, and they
what
did
about
call
Usher,
out.
though? It's-
But Usher is an anomaly.
Well, he's
All right,
slipping through
all right,
the, he's
cool.
an anomaly.
All right, cool. I agree with that.
He's slipping through the cracks, but you know why he's slipping through the cracks?
Why?
Because there is nothing else.
Yeah.
If there was another young nigga that could sing and dance, like if Chris Brown was still on point. Remember when Chris Brown was on point?
Yeah.
We forgot about Usher. Usher was fighting like a motherfucker. No? Once he smacked up Rihanna and fell off the thing, then Usher
my
was
God.
right back.
Right back up.
There was room for Trey Songz, but since Trey got into his little bit of trouble, and let me say this, and y'all can get mad on me, right? Y'all making it seem like people care about what Trey Songz did. The women don't care. I seen it firsthand.
No, there have been court cases.
Hold on. He's
There have
going to
been
tell the
court
story.
cases.
You want to tell the story or I'm going to tell it?
Tell it.
All right, so we are in this nightclub, right?
I seen
God.
this shit
No,
firsthand.
no, we're in this nightclub.
I'm listening.
First of all, we said this on another
How much time we got, producer?
about 30 minutes.
How much? 2
we don't-
minutes? All right. Tell
I'm
us
going
shit.
to run it up fast.
Tell it.
This is viral.
This is viral. So we go to a spot for Honey Baby. She's performing.
Oh.
So Trey Songz is there, right? However, Funkmaster Flex, I'm jumping ahead of the story to bring back how much of a troll Trey Songz is. So I hear Flex say Trey Songz is in the building. Esso doesn't hear it. That's very important. So now we're in the VIP.
He got to make sure I don't hear it.
Yeah, no, he didn't. I was like,
Because I be off doing my own
no,
shit.
he didn't hear it for other reasons. I'm not
Okay.
trying to play. So now we're in the VIP. I was like, yo, S, Trey is here. He like, no, he not. So now,
But tell him why I said no, he's not. Because Jacquees was supposed to be on the...
Oh, God.
It was Jacquees was supposed to be the person
the headliner.
The party.
So Trey came to the party.
It wasn't supposed
to perform ahead of him. Yo, I was like,
it was in the VIP, but I didn't think Trey was there, so I stood on top of the So I stand on top of the chair now. So I'm looking. I still don't see him. So I'm fucking trying to get drinks and shit. He sees me.
Okay.
So he's like, yo, what's up? Let me come over here. Let me come say what's up to you, boss. Because there's a bunch of people around me. He come through with his bodyguards and shit. He give me a big hug. We talk about the success I got going on and everything. And all the girls, there's number of girls there. They giving this nigga shade, right? Like he looking at them like, do y'all want to take a picture? It's only one girl Hans saw like dash to try to take a picture later, but she even tried to front like, no, I'm not gonna go take a picture with this nigga, right? Trying to front him. So I said, damn. I said, maybe this shit with Trey is serious with these girls, right? The nigga goes on stage.
They are falling out.
No.
Yo, they throw on one song from that time for the next 45 minutes. They threw on songs that every girl in there sang that shit word for word, and them same bitches that was fronting on the VIP jumped across the VIP to get on stage, to take pictures, to be like they was with him and parked right next to this nigga.
And then this is how ill of a star he is. He's walking, the girls have their phones up, videotaping. He starts taking the phone and then using a Snapchat. It's like, yeah, I took over your phone, leaving messages. This is Trey Songz talking. This guy's a pimp. I'm like, oh, it's over. Once he ride this storm, Usher, you got problems.
But see, he ain't got no problem. He ain't coming back like
yeah, I don't. Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
he not coming.
But the women, I'm gonna say this, they don't care. I got phone calls the next day, and we were all shocked because we all saw it at one time.
And it switched fast.
They don't care.
I would say that this is anecdotal evidence, but I'm going to leave it alone. Only because the only reason why I kind of agree with you is because all of the cases that have been put forth, they haven't gotten any traction. So maybe there is a little bit of not caring. And also, I think it may play a part. What plays a part in this is that he hasn't done it to someone that people care about.
A notable person.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I think one of the reasons why Chris Brown has gotten so much flack and why he cannot get over the hump of what has happened in his past, which is another conversation that I thought we would have, but maybe we can do it another time, is because of who it happened to, who the two parties were. And we got to see the evidence. There's no video, but there is pictorial evidence.
You saw the face.
No, what I'm talking about with Trey Songz, there's no evidence.
Right.
Like, because Ray Rice, with his wife, everything was cool until we saw that video.
Yeah.
So if a video comes out, then it's a problem.
Or video or picture, right?
But to your point, to agree with your point, somebody we care about, Cassie and Diddy.
Yeah.
Right? Yo.
Yeah. We'll leave it there. So I want to say it has been my pleasure talking to you. Like, I hope that we get to do this again. I hope that you guys have fun. We have differences of opinions, especially as it comes to drill rap, and we'll go over it somewhere, some other day. I had some other questions about other rap. Drill.
What rap?
Lord have mercy. Oh my gosh. But Heineken, my pleasure speaking with you. So, as you know it. Esso is such a hater on Brooklyn, and I don't even know why.
I love Brooklyn.
Oh, okay, but I don't know why you just rolled your eyes then.
Because every time he gets around some Brooklyn people,
he know he got someone to fight with him about it.
Big up Brooklyn. That's why I got no problem with Brooklyn.
One thing before we go. So speaking of Brooklyn, we are having a Biggie, like a museum coming to Brooklyn for Biggie. Are you guys excited about that?
I didn't know about
Where's it going to be at?
It's going to be close to the Barclays Center.
But Biggie's my favorite. Is it going to be at the library like everybody else is?
No, not like Jay-Z.
Because it seems like after Jay-Z do something, everybody want to do this shit.
Oh, yeah.
No. It's
Hove did it. I want to do it with Hove did it. Hove did it. I want to do it with Hove did it.
Please don't shoot no rap videos in front of the Biggie Museum, like they was doing in front of the Jay-Z Museum.
You know that they're gonna do
Oh,
that. That's how you
what?
Brooklyn people do.
Nah, that was rappers
I
from
know
other
a Queens
boroughs.
person is not talking
That's
about. I know.
That's how you Brooklyn
I
people do.
Yeah.
No.
It was a Queens
shoot.
nigga that
I
came to
Go
shoot
shoot in
that
front
video.
of murals
It was
in
a Queen.
Brooklyn.
It was a Queens guy who
Yeah.
came to do it.
Cap.
You'll see.
Big facts.
Cap.
And so, as always, it's been a pleasure.